Hello friends, we are back with a video on chapter number 2, class 9th, polynomials. So let's see the basic definition of what is actually a polynomial. So starting with the definition of the polynomial, it is defined as an algebraic expression in which the variable involved have only non-negative powers is called a polynomials. Now here we have to see that what is an algebraic expression and what do you mean by non-negative powers of the algebraic expression. Before that, if we look at this example, 5x cubed minus 4x squared plus 6x minus 3. Here there are four terms: 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we have four terms, that is each expression which is separated by plus or minus is termed to be a term. So we have four terms here and each term has constants 5, 4, minus 4, 6 and minus 3. So we have the constant in each term as 5, minus 4, 6 and minus 3. Here variable is x. If we look at the definition of a polynomial, an algebraic expression in which the variables involved have only non-negative powers is called a polynomial. Two basic things in this are we need an algebraic expression with all the powers non-negative. That means the power should not be negative. If the power is negative or in the denominator, then we say that it is not a polynomial. We have taken this example 5x cubed 4x squared plus 6x minus 3. We have written 1, 2, 3, 4 to show that there are total 4 terms in this polynomial. First term is 5x cubed, second term is minus 4x squared, third term is 6x and fourth term is 3. Here constants are 5, minus 4, 6 and minus 3. Variable is x and number of terms are 4. So what is a constant? A symbol having a fixed numerical value is called a constant, and a symbol which can change its value or which can given any value is termed as variable. Like 5, minus 4, 6 and minus 3. These are fixed constants, fixed numerical values. So we term it as constants, and the variable x is a symbol, is an alphabet that we can give any value to it and it can change its value from time to time. Number of terms here are 4, and in this way we represent a polynomial. Now let's see what are coefficients of the x or x cube or x square. So here if we say what is the coefficients of x cube, the coefficient, that is the numerical value which is written with along with x cube, is 5. So coefficient of x cube is 5. Similarly coefficients of x square is minus 4. Coefficient of x is 6. So these are the coefficients of x square, x cube and x. Now talking about the degree of the polynomial, what is the degree of the polynomial? So let's see the example, the same example, 5x cubed minus 4x squared plus 6x minus 3. Here the highest power of the variable is termed as the degree of the polynomial. So degree of this, we can write the polynomial as px, and degree of this px can be written as 3. So the degree here of polynomial px is 3, and similarly if we look another example, 4x square plus 6x5 plus 2x plus 4. Now here the degree is not 2 because the highest power of x you can see is clearly 5. So what is the degree of the polynomial? If we term it as gx, now degree of gx here is 5. So what is the degree of the polynomial? Degree of the polynomial is the highest power of the variable in a polynomial. is termed as degree of a polynomial. Based on the degree of the polynomial, we have four types of the polynomial: linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial, and biquadratic polynomial. Now we'll individually see actually what are these. Polynomial with degree 1 are termed to as linear polynomial. Similarly, polynomial with degree 2 is termed as quadratic polynomial, and a polynomial with degree 3 is called as cubic polynomial, and the last, the polynomial with degree 4 is called as biquadratic polynomial. So the example which we are looking, the first one here, this was a biquadratic polynomial. The power here is 3, so this is termed as the cubic polynomial. Now we have the types of polynomial based on our number of terms. As we have already seen, the number of terms, each expression of an algebraic expression, when it is separated by plus or minus, then each particular that term is called as the term of the polynomial. Monomial has single non-zero term. Binomial has two non-zero terms. And trinomial has three non-zero terms. So if we look at the example for monomial, like if we have the single non-zero term, we will see 4x cube. If we write it as 4x cube or 2x, these are the monomials. Whereas for binomial, which says that we should have two non-zero terms, we can say that an example is 4x square plus x, or 2x cube plus 2, or 4x plus 3. All these are the examples of a binomial because we have two terms in this algebraic expression. Trinomial is another form which we have three non-zero terms, and this can be written as example 4x cube, 2x square plus 4, 2x square, 3x plus 2. So this has three terms in it, so we term it as a trinomial. Now we will look at another term which is called as constant polynomial. We have already written the definition for it. A polynomial containing only one term, that too a constant, is termed as a constant polynomial. For example, if we take 5 minus 7 by 8 minus 4, 2. All these individually are constant polynomials. We have one more type of polynomial called as zero polynomial. This polynomial also have only one term, namely 0 only. Then it is termed as a zero polynomial. So this was the explanation for our first exercise to chapter number 2, polynomials. Now we will look at some examples, some questions, how we will use these concepts to solve our first exercise of the textbook. So we have our first question which asks the degree of the following polynomial, and it is also saying to write the number of terms for each of the polynomial. So here we have 5 polynomials with us. If we can see clearly, the first example, powers are written in the decreasing order, and we have the highest power is 5 here, and the number of terms is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we have degree here as 5 and number of terms are 4. Similarly, here our power is 108 and the number of terms are 1 and 2. So power degree here is 108 and the number of terms are 2. Here we can see x has power 0. Can we say that x has power 0? What is the highest power of this? This has the highest power 0. So degree here is 0. And number of terms is 1. As we can see, there is only one term minus 3 by 5. So we can term it as a constant polynomial also. So in the fourth example, you can see the terms are not written in the decreasing order of their powers of the variable. So you have to see which variable has the highest power. So here minus 6x cube, 3 is the highest power in it, and the number of terms are 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we have degree of the polynomial is 3 and the number of terms here are 4. Similarly, our last example, the highest power is 2, so degree is 2 and the number of terms are 3. So this was the first question which was asking the degree and the number of terms, and it generally comes for 1 or 2 mark question in the examinations. So we'll also see these two examples 6 and 7 which are asking degree and number of terms, but as you can see the power is negative here also, and here also it can be written as x minus x power minus 1. That means here also we are having the negative powers, so both these are not the polynomial. Similarly, this is also not the polynomial. So both are these are not the polynomials. So we can neither tell the degree nor we can tell the number of terms as it not a So next example is that we have to write the coefficient of x cube in the given polynomial 2x plus x square minus 5x cube plus 4. Here see that x cube is here, and what is the constant written with it is minus 5. So minus 5 is the coefficient with x cube. So coefficient of x cube is minus 5. Similarly, if I ask what is the coefficient of x in 2 plus 2x square minus 4x plus 5x cube. So for the x, our coefficient is minus 4. So coefficient of x is minus 4. Now there are examples which ask you to recognize it as a linear, quadratic or cubic polynomial. So we will be looking at the next question which will be asking you that if it is a linear, cubic or quadratic polynomial, and for that we will check the degree of the polynomial. So here we have, for example, which the question is asking us to classify it into linear, quadratic and the cubic polynomial. For the first example, we can see the degree of the polynomial is 2. So this is a quadratic polynomial. Similarly, the degree here is 3. So this is a cubic polynomial. The degree in p cube is again 3. So again it is a cubic polynomial. And degree here, the variable you can see is z. Degree here is 1. So this is a linear polynomial. Similarly, question can come to ask you that what type of a polynomial it is, whether polynomial, binomial or a trinomial. So for the first example, you can see that it has two terms with it. So this can also be termed as binomial. Again, this is a binomial. Here it is only one term, so it is a monomial, and here it is two terms, so it is a binomial. So this was the explanation for the first exercise of chapter 2 polynomials. Look forward for our next video for part 2. Thank you.